My twins, we got another yap session. Holy shit. TikTok has just been rotting my brain. It's like I feel like the most retarded genius. It's already going to a great start. The video. Having do-rag to cover my forehead vein because the shit gets intense. Alright, so in this video, I'm going to be talking about a few conspiracy theories. It's all going to be kind of jumbled up. Some things are basically just a continuation of, I don't have much to go on this theory, but it is enough to make you say, why is that? Do your own research, my brother. I'm not suicidal. And I know as soon as I say that, people will be like, oh, here goes the tinfoil hat guy. Listen, I'm not going to take the opinion seriously of people whose, your personality is whatever the news tells you to believe in and whatever your For You page is telling you to. I do not care because I have to be explicit because people always say it's not that deep. But I can prove 100 different ways from Sunday that it is that deep and deeper, but not as deep as me when I go in your girl. Pause. Okay, so we need to talk about one thing, and that is the conspiracy that of meme psychological warfare by the CIA. What is that, Junior? You sound like you're schizo-maxing. Hold my hand and walk with me, gang, because I'm finna explain it. It's gonna be all right. Meme psychological warfare is an attempt of the jester, modern day jester. I talked about in the last video or in like one of the old few videos ago, but basically the jester is the determining the person who the elites send in order to see what the public will accept. So the reason why prices are so high in certain things is because people are still paying for them. Okay, and I understand a lot of them are necessities, so it's just like you don't have a choice. But modern day consumerism, like movie theater prices for snacks and cars and shit like that. The reason why they're that expensive is because listen, if I could give you a sticky note, if I can give you a sticky note and it like costs a couple pennies to make, but I say the price is $200 and you still give it to me, why would I not accept it? But essentially, in a meme psychological warfare, it is an attempt of a continuous exposure to a thing lessens the actual stimulus of that thing. It also goes into your perspective. Like for me, an example is if you want to get a tattoo and your parents don't want you to get tattoos, best way to do it is to slowly get them comfortable exposing them to the idea of you having a tattoo. So you wear fake stuff and eventually when you get a tattoo it's not shocking. That is psychological meme warfare. Essentially, the CIA will it's gonna sound crazy. They post memes about stuff like the island with the E guys named E, and they essentially try to joke around, because they have control over the algorithm and all the things that you see. What makes you think they couldn't just make you see, oh, they're making jokes about them literally, quite literally, they eat children and they can make you say, haha, that's funny, like and repost. If they can do that, then that means they know they can get away with it, and you won't give a shit because you laughed at it. That's meme warfare. That's the first thing. And I noticed in a lot of the like crazier stuff, it just tends to be like people say, oh, when she thinks I want to be with her, but I'm really just a human trafficker, lol. Like they're really trying to, the non-funny and the actual like somewhat funny, the goal is the same. It is to expose you constantly. So when that happens, or if you see it to even someone that is close to you, it will not be as painful, thus making you less likely to react. Another thing, this is more of a thing that makes you go, Easy motherfucking E, one of my favorite rappers from back in the day, until I realized bro was a CIA without even realizing he was. He wasn't. He was carrying out a mission by the CIA. Also, when we talk black people, holy shit, the CIA can't get enough of y'all. They're putting every type of generational curse and trauma on you nonstop. This is one of them. Gangster rap music. Easy E. Did you know Easy E met the president? What the? Now, yeah, hear me out. He met Bush. What the fuck does a nigga from Compton with Jerry Curls rapping? What does he have to do, know someone to be able to rub elbows with the former president? It's kind of interesting, right? And isn't it interesting how all rap music is essentially rape, murder, and, the glamorization of being a degenerate? And you ever notice how powerful music is and how it's able to influence you to do certain things super easily? You ever notice how it doesn't take much from a song to make you do certain things, like a hype song, a sad song? You ever notice how that's the only songs that get blasted and it's not as much positive stuff? Look in your playlist. Look how much imagery there is of the devil, Satan, the song Angels and Demons, the song Out of Love. Why is there so many Out of Love songs? Why don't the positive songs get promoted? Interesting. Shitty music. This is going into it. I believe okay, shitty songs that get trendy, I genuinely think is also a CIA operation, because what the fuck does my rest in peace, my granny, she got hit by a bazooka. I get it, it's retarded lyrics, and that's what's funny is the shock factor. Is like, holy shit, his mom got shot by a bazooka. It's kind of funny, but genuinely, why is that song trending? That should be at the level of a SoundCloud rap song a 12-year-old made in his garage. But for some reason, some of these songs get pushed out so damn hard. Why is that? Something that make you say, Another thing. What is that? What the fuck did I even write? Holy shit. 6-7. Okay, I couldn't read that. Okay. I have also with it. Most of this is just CIA, and I know it's CIA. The idea of 6-7, and this brings me back to years ago when the meme, the letter E, was a thing. I believe that the 6-7 deal is deeper than we think it is. And if you don't think shit is that deep, I'm gonna tell you one thing. Politics is even in your video games. Play Silent Hill, or play what's it called? Yeah, Silent Hills. Play Silent Hill, and you're gonna tell me there's no politics in there. Play Infamous. Infamous 2 specifically, where he quite literally makes a reference to guns. He says, powers don't kill people, people kill people. It is that deep with everything you do. So 6-7 and the E theory is essentially that I believe that the government would try to either test out to see what they can make trendy and make a bunch of idiots say it over and over again, or it is part of a ritual. Okay, I've talked about numerology and how, it's kind of in everyday life on how certain events has certain numbers constantly being popped up in there without fail. So 6-7. 6-7. Why do they do this hand motion? It's not just 6-7. It's not just 6-7. Why is that? Some make you say, 6-7. Like it's weighing down. That's what it is. It's weighing the sins. So 6-7 and E. I think there's a reason behind it on why they made it trendy. Maybe some more numerology that I'm not aware of. But I genuinely think that that's just a way to get people to do what they want, or being able to look at these idiots saying this thing, or look at these idiots accidentally worshiping this thing that we actually worship, and they don't even know. Next thing, modern consumerism. And Caleb Hammer. Caleb Hammer is a YouTuber, and this is just a legend, and I'm just joking. This is all for jokes. Caleb Hammer is a great YouTuber, and I watch a lot of his stuff, and I even think a lot of people that should agree. I agree with a majority of his stuff, but I genuinely think this guy's an op, because every single time, without failing, all of his videos, he never discusses on how he basically tries to gaslight everyone into saying that the economy is not that bad. So he'll basically be saying Like, obviously, he'll get retards who don't know how to deal with money. They legit are terrible with money and budgeting. And I've watched this video and I got a lot better with my money and budgeting. But I think that he kind of is extremely biased because his videos get millions of views. And then a lot of people, they're in tough situations where they feel like, damn, am I fucking up? Am I eating out too much? And probably maybe a little bit, but he never discusses the impact of the economy. He's like, yeah, the economy is kind of fucking me right now. Because, I mean, look at gas. People get charged for gas and the shit's not even pumping out. And people, like, food, shit like basic necessities is becoming more expensive. Like, the mortgages are increasing. Not even the mortgage, it's the taxes. They're being priced out. And he never ever discusses those things with people. And I feel like he's kind of gaslighting, maybe a CIA op again. I doubt it though. I don't think they're running that many stuff. But anyways, this is something I talked about. But modern day consumerism, I think, is probably the best form of slavery I've ever seen. Because slavery nowadays, people think they're free, but reality is everybody is shackled by debt. And consumerism is the idea of constantly filling in the void of what the system put you in the first place. It gave you the thing, it gave you a reason to need to cope, and then they sell you the thing to cope with. So modern day consumerism, it offers a temporary solution to all of your problems. And when you engage in those increase your problems. Okay, okay. For example, temporary solutions. You're low on money. Here's a payday loan. Okay, if you feel lonely, here's porn for you. If you feel like you deserved something after a long day, here's a sweet treat. If you feel insecure about your body, just take steroids. If you feel as though you're guilty about something, just drink and do drugs. If you feel guilty about something, just go to religion, go to a confession booth. Your feelings matter so much that they impact everything in your life. Because in reality, in the teachings of Buddha, desire for more is the root of all evil. In order to be free from that suffering, you have to be free from the desire itself of needing said thing. That is how people, people who live simple lives typically live the happiest lives, and people who have everything. Like in the Quran, they talk about God places a dot in between a man's eyes when he has everything but still asks for more. When he has millions around him, but God places this vision in front of him to where he views as nothing. And for modern day consumerism, they give you the temporary solution that does not grant you the actual fulfillment. The fulfillment, it has to come from within. If you rely on the external to fix the internal, then it will never work at all. Like in the Bible, if there is no enemy from within, no enemy from outside can do harm to me. That is why, okay, and we're gonna veer off. We're gonna go to more like manifestation and spirituality, because I genuinely think that the elites of the world, they're fighting a completely different battle from us, and it's not just money. Money doesn't mean shit. Okay, it is the spiritual essence and internal power that you have that they taught you that you don't. Okay, quote, our greatest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our greatest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is not our darkness that makes us scared, but it is our light. They have made you believe your light is not the most powerful thing in the universe. That's why it's called a universe. Kind of corny, I get it. But think about it like this. The internal matters than the external. You have to be having said thing, having said feeling. People who want money, they don't want money. They want the ability to feel like they're in control of their lives. You do not want the money. You want what that money will bring you. The feelings of safety, the feelings of being secure, the feeling of being able to get that baddie or whatever it is. In reality, those don't give you things. The internal has to be good before. That's why 99% of the people who win the lottery, they lose the money very quickly because they didn't have it in here first. That's why I'm just like, you have to be able to feel the thing. to get whatever it is you want. Reality has to follow you no matter what. Though this plane, this physical plane, is literally just the 3D dimension, the third dimension of how we perceive things. Everything you see was a construct of one's mind, of a genius mind, to be able to will something from the internal to the mental plane and bringing it into the physical plane. So why would anything in your life be any different? The reason why is because you are constantly told that the value of something is equivalent to how much effort it took to get there, when in reality, everything was a birth given right for you to have. You just had to accept it. Everything is yours, but closed mouths do not get fed. I cannot give you something if you are clenching to the idea of I don't deserve said thing. Holy shit. But yeah, that was an interesting yap session. You know, something to look forward to, something to look up to, especially that Easy E thing. I'm like, why the fuck is this dude from Compton meeting up with Bush? Kind of sus. I'll have a good one.